Hello, good morning. How are we all doing today? My name is Frances Mbecheta. I'm a registered nurse practicing in the UK. I talk about Osce. Everything you need in Osce, you will definitely get it in my channel. All right, so today we'll be talking about professional values. Professional values are 15 in numbers, and we'll be talking about one of them today, which is bullying. So bullying is something that is a psychology, it gives psychological trauma and is professionally unacceptable. Okay, so I'll be giving you a scenario, and along the line, I'll be telling you things that you need to include in every of your professional values. Remember, it's 15 in numbers, and you have getting just one out of the 15, so you never can tell which one you will be getting on that very day of your OSCE. So I'll be giving you the scenario now. The scenario goes like this: we have Patricia and Harmony, the both of them are nurses working in the same medical unit. All right. So Patricia is the younger nurse. She just came into the system for 2 weeks ago. Why Harmony has been there for almost 5 years. So you see, Harmony is the senior and Patricia is the younger nurse. So every of the duty allocation, Harmony does the duty allocation. So whenever she does the duty allocation, she tends to allocate most of the duties to Patricia. So Patricia wholeheartedly she accepted it and she continued doing it. She continued doing it. Along the line, she became fed up and she went to another nurse, or she went to you as another nurse working in that same department or in a different department, and said, okay, please, can I speak to you? I have a problem. Whenever I come to work, all the duty allocations have been assigned to me, and the other nurse doesn't do anything. So please, is there any way how do I go through this? Because it's really affecting my job. So you as a nurse, what will you do in this situation? Looking at the scenario, you will see it's a case of bullying. Harmony is bullying Patricia. So Patricia is what? Uncomfortable. So she's reporting to you as a senior colleague. What will you do? So the question that they will ask you on that very day is, using your knowledge of NMC 2018, the code Professional Standards of Practice and Behavior for Nurses, Midwives, and Nursing Associates. Consider the professional, ethical, and legal implications of this situation. Please summarize the actions you would take in a number of bullet points. This is a silent station. Remember, you're writing it down. You'll be given a sheet on that very day to write it. Make sure you write the candidate's name. Make sure you write your name. So this is a silent station. Please write clearly and legibly. You have 10 minutes to complete this station. Okay. So this is I've given the scenario and I've told you what you're expected to see, the question that will follow afterwards. All right. So um there are some things you need to consider in every professional values you're writing. The first one is, you can start this way, just like they asked you, using your knowledge of Nursing and Midwifery Council 2018. So the first point should be, in line, coming to this bullying now that we are talking about, in line with the NMC code 2018, bullying and harassment is unacceptable as it violates the person's legal and ethical rights. The examiner will just give you the mark. You see, so this is the first point. You can start this way: in line with NMC code 2018. Bullying and harassment is unacceptable as it violates the person's legal and ethical rights. So that's the first point. So the second point is that you identify that the employer has a duty of care to the employee to ensure that they provide a safe and healthy environment for the employee. You see, so I'll read what is here. Identify that employers have a duty of care to provide a safe and healthy working environment to their staff. And if this is not achieved, a staff member is subjected to bullying. Of course, if the environment is not safe for the employee, the person is subjected to bullying. So the employer holds a duty of care to the employee to provide a safe and healthy working environment. That's the second point. So we have a policy as well set out for bullying and harassment. It should be followed, which is the third point. So follow the policy set out for bullying and harassment to tackle this situation. Hmm? That's the third point. And the fourth point here is that you acknowledge the need to keep and uphold to the standard and values set out in the code, which is prioritize people, practice effectively, preserve safety, promote professionalism, and trust. The examiner will just give you your mark. You see, I'll repeat again, acknowledge the need to uphold and keep to the standard and values set out in the code. Prioritize people, practice effectively, preserve safety, promote professionalism, and trust. So it is very important to include these 4 P's. I call it the 4 P's. So encourage and support parts to report the incident of harassment to the senior manager. Report their own observations to the senior manager at the earliest opportunity, both in verbal and in writing. Remember, every documentation should be clearly stated both in verbal and in writing. Recognize the need to be clear, honest, and objective about the reasons for concerns. So you advise Patricia, remember her name is Patricia, advise Patricia to report to the senior manager. And even you, the witness, you have to do a documentation as well. And it should be clearly stated both in verbal and in writing. And it should be honest and objective about the reasons for concern. So the sixth point here now is that the person should also be aware that the manager will request her to write a witness statement. So a statement needs to be written down and it should be clearly stated as well. It should be dated and it should be signed. Okay? All right. So recognize that they may be asked by the senior manager to record a witness statement documenting what was seen and what steps were taken to deal with the matter, including to whom the incident was reported. The witness statement must be signed and dated. Okay, so that's a witness about the witness statement, and it should what the steps that have been taken to tackle the issues, what was seen should be clearly stated, and it should be dated and signed. So the last point here is that Pat is psychologically traumatized, so she needs to visit the counseling service. So you advise her to utilize the counseling service in the hospital for psychological support. This is it, guys. Very simple, very absolutely simple. So go through it, you read it continuously, understand what is there. So you can just give it out on that day. Remember, it's just 10 minutes, okay? Hope it's clearly understood. All right, please subscribe, hit the subscribe button, share, like, and comment as well, okay? Thank you, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.